May I come in, sir?
Yes, come in.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
ma'am. Good morning, sir.
Please be seated.
Thank you, sir.
Please give a brief introduction about yourself.
Sir, I am K N Chandana Jahnavi. I hail from the city of Hyderabad in Telangana. I have done engineering from BIT Mesra and management from IIM Indore, sir. Post that, I have worked with Deloitte for 14 months. And through UPSC CSE 2020, I was recommended to the Indian Corporate Law Service, sir. I have undergone 21 months training, and post that I have been recommended to Indian Revenue Service Income Tax, sir. I am currently on extraordinary leave, sir.
Chandana,
Yes, ma'am.
see the participation of women in the workforce has increased, right? And to a larger extent. And they are also breaking the proverbial understanding of glass ceiling as well, right? But we see that women are still not able to reach up to the topmost positions. The top notches are still not occupied by them. It is still being ruled by the so-called old boys club. Why is it so? What has to be done so that they also reach there?
Ma'am, I believe that there are multiple reasons to this. One prominent reason has been with respect to how women have multiple responsibilities, and in certain professions we have seen how women taking a maternity break can impact their progression on a longer run. Second is how women try to balance responsibilities and sometimes are ready to take lesser workload in order to balance their family and child obligations. This also has an impact. Three is we do not see organizations actively promoting certain mechanisms so that women can train to be effective administrators. Fourth is also that women inherently do not want to take a role where they believe they might not be adequately able to provide their duties. So I think some of these have to be actively worked upon. Solutions according to me, ma'am, here are: one is to, for certain professions such as legal profession and so on, there is already a lot of discussion going on how better they can provide a pathway for women to rise to be judges. So this must happen in all professions, ma'am. Second is organizations must launch programs where women who have gone away from the workforce can actively come back after a short training program. Three is they must provide an enabling mechanism, ma'am. If certain women feel that they would want to take a small career break or so on, they must have a mechanism to come back into the workplace.
Okay, so you are already a part of bureaucracy, isn't it, Chandana? So how did you like your training module?
Sir, I really enjoyed my training module because one, it provided me learnings about law and accounting, broadly just the basics of it. Two, it provided an opportunity to work in the field offices of our Ministry of Corporate Affairs. And three, also to understand the daily nature of the job.
Good, you have provided good solutions, but from your answer, I could sense out that you are making women as a culprit only. That somewhere they only want to be less burdened, quote unquote.
No, ma'am. A main point here is also that over a long period of time, we've seen men hold those positions, and it has also gone that way.
Okay.
Okay, Chandana, tell me, you have also had the opportunity of working in the Deloitte, a private sector company, and you have undergone training also in the government and going to be a government functionary very soon. Tell me how private sector working, as per your experience, how you found it different from the perspective of style of functioning, policy formulation or delivery system?
So, based on my experience in both the places, I think the main difference in both the places has been with respect to autonomy of the job. When I was in Deloitte, I was given specific targets and I was not expected to go beyond and above that. But in the government sector, when some file or something comes to us, it is important that we also provide our view on it. That was one major difference. Second has been with respect to team culture, sir. I believe in the private sector, I saw more competition where to a point that it becomes ruthless with respect to promotions or salaries and so on. But in the government, considering everything is fixed, I saw a level of coordination which was much better, where people were ready to discuss the issues that pertain to them. If I had to see about a con, I believe in private sector, there was a lot more of efficiency because of the timelines imposed. Whereas government, they were a little more lax on the imposition of a timeline because they believed in the importance of a proper delivery mechanism.
Why?
Chandana,
Yes, sir.
Presently, you are in Indian Revenue Service.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is the significance of 29th of February for an income tax or for an officer from this department?
Sorry, sir, I will read upon this.
Okay, what about the financial year?
The financial year will end on 31st of March and April 1st will be the beginning of the next financial year.
Okay, no problem, Chandana. Chandana, there are two forms for income tax. Okay, income tax calculation, that is old and new. Do you have any idea about that?
So broadly, the difference has been with respect to exemptions that were given, sir. The old regime has provided that exemptions for income tax limits, whereas the new regime is without the exemptions and the reduction in tax amounts.
Okay, so who should file a new one? Whose income should be calculated on the basis of new regime?
So to what I know, this has been left to the discretion of the member to select.
So how to select? Suppose you are a member and you have the option to select old or new regime. How will you go for that?
So there have been certain calculators
Yes.
where we can put in our income and see which is the minimizing of the tax in both the cases. So for somebody assuming they are earning around 10 lakhs and so on, something to go without any exemptions is a much better rate than to go with exemptions.
Okay, Chandana, let us move on. Do you speak Sanskrit?
No, sir, I do not speak Sanskrit.
But you are conversant with Sanskrit.
So I can read and write up to the level of a 12th standard student, but I cannot do beyond this.
Jahnavi
Yes, sir.
or Chandana, which is the favorite name for you?
So Chandana.
Okay. So Chandana, you have done management, general management from Indore. Which managerial principles have helped some companies become successful MNCs?
According to me, certain principles that have worked in the favor of certain companies are: one is to promote a very specific scientific management technology. This has helped companies such as Toyota. Second is with respect to optimizing how they utilize resources. Certain companies have been able to do this better, be it respect to human resources and so on. Third is with respect to human resource management. Certain companies have built strong record of how they treat their employees so that they keep coming back.
Which organizations are called black-haired organizations and which ones are called white-haired organizations?
Sorry,
It is in managerial parlance, these phrases are used.
So I'll read about this.
Can you distinguish between multinational company and a transnational company, TNC? Is there any real distinction between the two?
So I think there is a certain distinction. This has to do with the field offices and where their main head organization exists, but I will read upon this again, sir. I do not know this.
Okay, if a very simple person has to understand which company should be declared as a multinational company, what are the characteristic features of a company to be called multinational?
So according to me, for a company to be a multinational company, one, that its operations must be diversified and that they must be beyond a certain number of countries. Second is how the revenues and its operational amounts, they are coming from diversified countries. And the third is that it has a significant employee base also in different countries.
You are a student of sociology. If I use the term resurgent Bharat, what do you understand by this? On what platforms you see that Punarutthan of Bharat or resurgency of Bharat is required?
Ma'am, what I understand through resurgency of Bharat is how we have at a certain point of time seen very good development in general on all spheres and how we must build on that going forward. So certain areas where I believe that we must build are: one is with respect to our education levels. We must have gross enrollment ratios and our literacy rates to rise further. Second is with respect to employment and our contribution to the world GDP. So it is said that in 1800s our gross, how much we were